This episode is brought to you by Grand Seiko. That's right, no paywall at all. Precision meets artistry with Grand Seiko's Spring Drive Caliber 9R, a movement inspired by the quiet beauty of Shinshu. Nearly 3 decades of innovation bring you a seamless sweep of time, blending tradition with cutting-edge technology. Experience craftsmanship in motion and discover more at Grand Seiko. That's grand-seiko.com. All right, gents, we're in Tokyo. We did it.
Did it.
Gent Lag.
Yeah,
Exactly.
That's what we have.
I was gonna say that. There's the name of the episode. Gent Lag.
Is this the first time
Gent
we're all
lagged.
in the same room together podcasting?
It is.
Oh my God, this is the first. Wow, there's a lot of firsts right now.
Mm-hmm.
We did it.
First Triple J show in person with a quadruple. Oh, we're gonna have like 2 quadruple Js. Well, 1 quadruple J, 1 quintuple J, because the fourth J is Japan.
Yep. Which we did. We actually did once.
Please don't sue us, Jound.
It's good.
This is true. We did that, and then we're all. It's I don't know. What are we, like a quarter of the way through the trip?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I will say this is the worst weather I've had in Japan the entire, like, in all the years I've come here back and
Same.
forth.
It's raining nonstop.
It's been raining, but it's fine.
I mean, it is fine because we got good gear,
Yes.
and
It's basically, imagine the Pacific Northwest in Tokyo, and
Yeah.
that's what we've had.
It's just Gore-Tex boys out the wazoo.
Yes.
yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Windy. It snowed.
Gorpzilla,
Yeah,
baby.
It snowed the past couple days.
Yeah, which was amazing. If like
Yeah.
you were like fortunate enough, I was having so my in-laws are here, so it's been, you know, I'm glad to be having this time with the boys because it's just in between family and, like, of course my wife's here, and then, like, it's great. But you know, it's when I'm not here, I'm measuring curtains, and I'm
'cause
literally getting curtains in like Muji.
They're kitting out. They're kitting out the pads.
Yes.
Okay.
Curtains are so
The
expensive.
apato.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Curtains are expensive.
Why?
Man.
Who came up with that? It's
You know,
just
honestly,
fabric.
I think one thing, curtains are crazy, but what's wild to me is we talked about this in a previous podcast, like Muji Home, and just like all of the Journal Standard Home. How many like places that you don't think make home things here, which is
Yeah,
crazy.
in Japan.
Yeah, in Japan.
Muji Home is actually low key like pretty sick. It's just smaller.
We might have to
everything.
go.
It's smaller.
You know, it's
It's great.
that the big Muji store. They had it on one of the floors.
Yeah, I mean, we're not far from the Muji Hotel, which, by the way, the breakfast there is insanely good.
Well, Jeremy and I went to the Muji that has the cafeteria.
Yes, the Muji cafeteria. There's also the Muji Diner.
Yeah.
Oh,
Did
wait.
we go to diner or cafeteria? I think we went to the cafeteria.
I think it was cafeteria. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because-
there's the cafeteria in Shibuya, and then there's like also like the diner, which is the one in Ginza, which also has a cafeteria.
wait
But it's
at the-
wild.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
and there's
I don't think we
also, I
went
don't know,
there.
there's also Found Muji, which is like repurposed Muji vintage stuff.
Really?
Yeah. There's a lot. I
We
don't
did
know.
not hit that.
Muji here is just crazy because they have Muji Labo too that they don't necessarily have in Japan, which
Yeah.
is like their version of Uniqlo U.
Oh
But-
damn.
Oh, and I mean, you know, we talked about the Muji snacks that you ordered online. Dude, Muji groceries, next level. Like you can get squid ink pasta from Muji.
And it's good.
It slaps. Like you can get those crazy like strawberry. We were just eating like those expensive Japanese strawberries.
Oishi.
Expensive in quotes.
Yeah, which
Right.
are cheaper than U.S. strawberries and
Correct.
don't taste like water. They actually
Exactly.
taste
Yeah,
like-
that's true.
Yeah, they're like $4.
yeah,
and it's
totally
really
worth
good.
it.
Well, okay. Where do we begin? So we all got in around the same time.
Yep.
Pretty much.
Sunday evening.
Mm-hmm.
Japan
This was,
time.
yeah, this was right after the marathon,
Right.
and it was a little warm. We
It was 75 degrees when we got here.
yeah,
Yeah, it's crazy.
which,
Now it's 36.
yeah,
Right. And that's Fahrenheit. So.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
Celsius.
We're not-
We're speaking Fahrenheit here, and we all went and met up at in Ginza. We're all
Yep.
kind of staying around this area, which is different because we're usually in Shibuya,
Shibuya boys usually.
which is it's cool, but I feel it's nice. It's a little quieter.
I love Ginza.
It's a little quieter
Yeah.
around here. I think it's just more because there's like
Not having to deal with the crosswalk in the south section of
Yep.
Shibuya is honestly nice.
yeah. I mean, it's definitely worth staying up here again. But we went and met up, and
Yeah, don't blow up my spot. Don't blow up my secret.
Oh, no.
I love staying up here.
There's only
more than
40
Shibuya.
million people here. Don't blow it up.
Yeah.
hotel name. not
Nobody in the
revealed.
world's heard
Nobody
of
knows.
Ginza, dude.
But we went and met up at Dover Street.
Yep.
Which I had never been to the first time I was here.
Yeah, we didn't hit that last. We didn't do much in Ginza last time because
No, we
in
didn't.
Shibuya,
Well, I think it's a good segue. Let's just start with like maybe Japanese department stores, right?
which we've hit a lot
We've
of.
hit a lot of.
We have.
which for my day job, it's relevant to my interests. But
Yeah.
yes, I mean Dover Street, of course, the original Dover Street is in London, but the DSM Ginza is just a different experience. I
Lots
feel
of
like.
exclusives. Same layout as all
Yes.
DSMs, right? It's
Right.
like very floor based.
Yep.
But
there's like 8 or 9 floors.
yeah, pretty much bangers on. Anybody can find anything that they
Oh,
like,
for
something
sure.
that they like there.
Yeah. I mean,
Uh,
I literally probably end up buying one thing or two from that DSM because it's just so convenient. Like everything I might see somewhere else, I might end up just buying there. Like when I was here in December, I got some of the Murakami Vuitton stuff there because the line
Flex.
was like the shortest.
Yeah.
just
yeah.
casual pickup.
Casual pickup.
Casual Louis Vuitton pickup.
Yeah.
But yeah, and so we went and met up there. But yeah, it's interesting because the Dover Street Market and just Japanese retail stores in general, so much stuff that's based around exclusive items.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's not that new for most people that are listening in terms of just shopping.
No.
Usually having a store having an exclusive thing is not really that big of a deal. But
Yeah.
really seeing it in terms of a non-online experience,
Yes.
it's just like, oh, here's how it looks. Yeah, everything here. Sorry, that's just exclusive to
Mhm.
us.
And
It's
it's,
just-
like,
yeah.
but they're good.
Yeah,
A lot of
it's-
times, like
I mean,
exclusives aren't good.
That
And,
first
you know, like,
day, right? It's
that's
like we went to
true.
like 417 Edifice, Freak
Yep.
Store, and like Ships, and it's like
yeah,
all those stores
Margaret
had
Howell.
exclusives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and like Margaret Howell too.
yeah. Even Margaret Howell had exclusive.
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
they
it's
all
just-
like the Edifice barber jackets, which shouts to Ashley Ogawa Clark for getting us in that WSJ.
Holler.
piece, but-
yeah,
Triple J in
Yeah.
WSJ.
yeah,
right. But yeah, it's like they had that crazy. It was like a nylon barber
Mhm.
that they had. So,
Mhm.
but then Ships also had like some crazy pieces, and then we were at Beams where they had what the Captain Sunshine exclusive. I mean, Beams always has crazy
Beams,
exclusives,
but yeah, especially like what's interesting about the Beams Plus stores is like depending on where you go, they always have like the same Beams core collection,
Right.
but then each one kind of has different things at each store. So
Mhm.
the Marinucci store, which is really small, still had like Captain Sunshine.
Yep.
There was Remy Relief, which I haven't seen in like since like Union made
Yeah.
one under, you
Yeah.
know, and like so there's like little pockets of interesting things
Yeah.
in each one.
but
Yeah.
that Callum stuff at Freak Store was also insane too.
So good. I might go back and take a look.
Well,
at it
and
again.
he's got a store
Where
that
is it?
just opened up. I think it's in East Tokyo.
Okay.
like by his where we
yeah,
went to go see
I
him.
think it's by his shop.
We'll give people a rundown on who that is.
Akio Hasagawa.
Yeah. Akio Hasagawa, he used to be the fashion and like kind of style director for Monocle. He also worked for Popeye for a long time. That's kind of where
Yeah.
like most people really got to know him. He kind of invented like Big Fit style.
Big Fit Akio.
Yeah, Big Fit. And then he was doing Nautica, which Nautica in Japan is
Japan,
very
yeah.
Yes.
This is not Nautica everywhere
No,
else, but
they'll
Nautica
do like
Japan-
really nice leather jackets with like a double zip based on like an A2, but just like
yeah.
wider.
Yeah, super big, baggy, and then he left Nautica, but they kind of kept ripping his style,
Yeah.
and so he was like, "Well, F it," and just started,
Callum.
yeah, Callum,
Well, and David Marks, like I wasn't familiar with him.
Yeah.
Last time we were here about a year ago, David Marks brought us to his like I guess you could call it his studio.
Right.
It was like absolutely crazy.
And I can see, having seen the
Yeah.
clothes in person, I know why David Marks loves it because it's
Yeah.
like, he's like 6'5", and so he'll just, it's not oversized on him
It's
unless he
true.
like sizes up.
yeah.
Like he's like, no, this fits perfect.
Yeah.
This medium is great.
And that was a shop because we had talked about it where they were only open on certain days, and then the day that we went, the only thing they were selling was fruit
fruit
sandwiches.
sandwiches, and it's like there
is
all it was like first of all,
Yeah,
the,
yeah.
the door was
clothes.
like knocked out of the concrete wall,
Oh, wow.
and we were like, David, did you take us to the right place? And he's
Yeah.
like, just hold on a second, and a window opened up, and they're like, oh, David, and then they let us in, and it was like part
It was
art
full on Wizard of
installation
Oz style.
Yeah,
That's insane.
part clothing, part like there was like cardboard. I remember Jeremy being like, there was like a cardboard box in the middle of it. And he was
Yeah.
like, is that supposed to be there? Is it like, did he purposely place that there?
Oh my God.
Like,
Yes, he did.
Yeah, and he did. Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, I mean, because then at that, and then giant OHA speakers that were hanging, and then
Yeah.
there was a big dumb waiter that would bring up shoes and stuff like that
Amazing.
if you were doing it.
So cool.
But it was it was really cool, and I think the big thing with like, you can get a lot of his stuff at Freak Store. He's opening up his retail store opened up like the other week.
Mm-hmm.
But all the stuff is really inexpensive.
Right. I mean,
And
even if you were to sell it in the U.S., you'd still be. It's like roughly I wouldn't say around J. Crew prices.
Yeah. I mean, I think because I got that like 5/8 zip, not the 3/4 one.
No, that one's really nice.
Yeah, and that I think is less than $100.
Yeah.
I think it was like $80.
I mean, he has like a suede equivalent of like a barber jacket.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
that's like under $1,000, which is insane.
Heavy too,
very
right?
heavy,
Like real,
Very
yeah.
heavy, like real suede, not like faux. Just it's insane.
Well, one of the things I know, just to go back, because you mentioned Nautica, like I bought that Macintosh jacket at DSM,
Oh,
right? And it's like
the Macintosh Edit.
Yeah, but like Macintosh, I've never ever in my life paid attention really to Macintosh in the US because like they're short, they tend to be really classic. And then I see this and it's like gingham interior, super cropped, really wide, kind of crazy. And there's so much of that in Japan where it's like they bought the license to this US or European brand. And then you go.
Isn't Macintosh owned by a Japanese company now?
Maybe. I don't even know. But it's like there's dozens of brands where I'm like, I'm not going to look at that. And then you go see it and you're like, wait, this is all sick. And it doesn't match the brand's presence in the US, which isn't uncommon, obviously. People know that, like they buy the licenses.
I mean, the North Face probably the most popular example of this.
Like all the purple label stuff is, Jeremy and I looked at it for like an hour. It was dope.
Well, and then we went to, I mean, we'll stay on track, but like one of the stores we went to is that the North Face.
Or the North Face City.
Yeah, well, there's 3 in a row. The North Face Standard is
the North Face Standard. Yeah, there's the North Face City, and then there's there's like the one that's like the Dinamica Mountain Wind House, whatever.
Yeah, and they're all next to each other. So
and so we went to that one, and it was like and tiny, very very tiny retail experiences, but all stacked on top of each other. A lot of that has to do with just Tokyo real estate, where you don't have as many places that have giant floor plans unless you're in those super malls.
Yes,
but when we were looking at the stuff, a lot of the stuff said like North Face Edit, but these are things where it's like North Face purple label. It's the tiny logo. It's a tonal logo, and the woman came up to us and she was like all exclusive. Like everything that's there is just exclusive to here. And I mean, it's weird that just works super well. I mean, if you think of how any sort of American brand or just any other, even like a European brand, like. Having something exclusive, sure, but then they'd have to figure out like, well, how many are made, and like, what are we going to do if it sells out, and then people are going to be upset because then they can't get it, and isn't that bad? And is that bad for the brand?
It's also important that we haven't it hasn't even been a Saturday yet since we've been here.
Yeah,
and like Saturday is
people are shopping at like 1 p.m. on a Tuesday.
Correct.
Yeah.
But like, and Saturday for people who don't know, it's like it's release day in Japan. It's like if you go on Instagram right now, you go to like Presse, you go to Stussy, you go to the Visvim Instagram. It's all just like, here's what's coming out Saturday. Yeah. And that's why, like, Supreme, every time they release an email, it's like, oh, the dates for US and Japan are different because Japan releases
US is Thursday
on the Saturday.
Yeah.
And the US releases on a Thursday. And so basically Saturday is just like new to like, if you are a Japanese brand too, and you work with Japanese brands, the deliveries are spaced out through a season. So that's generally why a lot of these things are like, oh, this is the release information for what's happening through like this week kind of thing.
Why is it Saturday? Do we know at all? Or is it just a shipping thing? Or
I guess it's just because, I mean, they probably get it throughout the week. They just decide to release it on Saturday because it's just that's what people shop. Yeah,
right. Makes sense.
Yeah.
And it feels like physical retail is still the dominant form in Japan and Tokyo, right? Like people go get their shit.
Oh, because people line up outside these stores as well.
There was. We went to go to the Depachika today at Mitsukoshi. It was 9:45. There was a line of like 40 people. It hadn't opened yet. And it was, by the way, it was pouring.
Yeah, it was pouring outside. The fact that everything opens up at like 10:30 a.m. later really messes with you.
Or even like 11 or 12.
Coffee shops open at 9. I'm like, dude, I've been up since 6:30.
Right, exactly.
Coffee, you know?
It's like I've been drinking. That's the thing. It's like I've been eating and drinking konbini stuff and like Don Quixote.
Exactly.
And it's just like you want just something real, and you have to wait.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah.
All right. So what was next on our?
We went and had some noodles.
That's right.
Which was 3 out of 5.
It wasn't our best meal. It wasn't our best. It was a good starter.
It was fine.
It was good.
Yeah, and then we went because like that was like we had just got in. We were all like trying to power through to just because
we should wrap up on like to close the note on the department stores. The most surprising department store visit we had was probably Hankyu.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've
sure.
never. Can you explain? I've never heard of.
I honestly had never heard of Hankyu before, but they have like a branch in Ginza, and I'd only known it from like visiting, and they have Komoli, which is like one of those very minimal types of Japanese brands that makes really nice quality textiles, and it was like sold out everywhere else, and I found it there, and so they still have Komoli, they have Orly. They have a whole floor basically dedicated to like emerging brands, and emerging Japanese brands, and they have another floor of like vintage, which is crazy. Like they have a warehouse shop and shop.
It was wild.
Yeah, a double RL shop and shop, which I'd never seen.
I don't think I've ever seen just a no Ralph, just double RL.
Yep,
and it was done to the nines. There was a barbershop attached.
There's a barbershop attached. It was a Ludlow blunt barbershop.
Yeah,
and like the ceiling was even different there, and then they had like actual vintage. They had like the record store with like a mid-century furniture listening room.
Ginza Music, Ginza Records.
Wild.
It's crazy.
And it's like it's on the top floor of like a nondescript office building, right? You like never know.
I mean, we walked by it the last time we were here and never walked in.
Yeah,
didn't
exactly.
even know.
I had been in that place once, but I don't think I ever went to those floors, and those are the floors.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And then,
yeah.
Well, I mean, what was the department store we were at before that? Oh, was it?
Mitsukoshi.
It was Mitsukoshi.
Mitsukoshi as well.
Which was Mitsukoshi was good, but the biggest thing to go there was
the food court.
The food court in the basement.
Right. Yeah, baby.
And
Sun
that
Fruits.
is you go to Sun Fruits, which is just fruit juice. But then
like the best fruit.
Yeah,
juice
it's
ever.
like, you go to Whole Foods or any sort of place where it's like, oh, all this food's really good and it's really expensive. And this is not just like, oh, because the yen and the dollar difference.
Yeah.
Here. This is just
that helps. But
it does help a bit, but it's still like, even if you did the
Well,
math.
we've talked about Mitsukoshi and Isetan before, but Mitsukoshi and Isetan, it's all part of the same group, Mitsukoshi.
Yeah.
And the big takeaway there is the 5% tourist discount, which you can get.
which
You have to get a special
Jian
card.
knows everything about shopping.
Yeah.
He was like, well, check this out.
He was like, oh, guys, he's like,
There's
don't
a
worry.
tourist card.
Yeah, we'll walk in. We're gonna get this. He pulls out a tourist card, which gets you an extra 5%.
Right.
Off that
Before
price.
tax free.
Yeah, because the tax here, it's like a flat 10%,
Like 20%, something like that.
Yeah, so you get a pretty sizable discount on all those things, and then plus the strength of the dollar. But even if it wasn't that, like, it's still a really good deal.
For sure.
We went and got the food, and I mean, it's just like, oh, here's this amazing little bakery, which is their French bakery, which smelled and tastes better than anything I'd had. It's like, oh, here's these little sandwich packets.
Yeah.
Or like, go ahead and grab a little sandwich, and then we're going to give you a miniature, what is it, like a, 2-inch sized mini ice bag.
Right. Yeah, that keeps it cold.
Yeah, that'll
for
keep your little sandwich.
But then where they get you is, I have all this stuff. Where am I going to eat it?
Yeah. Oh, go up 9 floors.
Yeah.
That's where you can eat on the roof.
And there's 4 tables up there.
Correct.
Yeah, there's 4 tables.
That's like the great quandary of like Tokyo and like Japan in general is you can get a lot of good food, but like it's not a to-go culture.
No.
Like it is like a faux pas to get a coffee to go and drink it on the street. No one does that.
Yeah. And like there's certain points where you're just like, as a tourist, you're like, I just got to do it. You know it's not right.
Yeah.
But it's like, I'm gonna hammer this onigiri in 30 seconds.
Correct.
No one, because I
have never felt more guilty drinking a bottle of water on a sidewalk.
I feel like
have
water's
here.
okay, but that's the only thing.
I haven't seen any Japanese person
No garbage cans.
drink anything like drink or eat anything like on the go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
It's
also
just-
don't see many water bottles. Feel like, and maybe that's like a New York thing, or as you see, lots of Yetis, lots of Stanley thermoses, lots of nothing. You don't see any of that here.
No.
Probably stays at the desk.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
But
But-
it's just there was just I mean, the food stuff was everywhere. But you had to go up to the 9th floor to eat.
Yeah.
There's no place to eat. Also, if you want to throw something away, I counted, ready? Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 6 trash cans.
Right.
Plus like if you still have liquid poured in here.
Yes.
bin.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing that people don't know. Like now that I have, my wife has a Japanese apartment, I have to take out the trash, and it is the most complicated process in the world. Like
if you fuck it up, they're probably like, we noticed that you didn't do your trash right this week.
On top of that, it's like public shaming is embraced here.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like if your neighbor sees that, it's like, oh no, you have to take the bottle caps and remove them from the plastic bottles. They have to go in a separate container.
I noticed you placed a combustible in the
Exactly.
non-combustible section.
Yes, and like you have to separate trash that can be burnt from trash that can't be burnt.
wild.
You have to set like potato chip bags versus paper it's such an insane process.
I wonder if their recycling
it's so
actually
wild.
works here. Because
I don't know.
the thing you always hear in America is like, it doesn't even matter if you
Yeah.
recycle because it just doesn't work.
Yeah,
I'd be like,
right.
yeah. It's like, all
No,
right.
I can't recycle.
Yeah. But here I'm like, they're so psychotic about it that I bet they actually.
I wonder. Yeah.
Yeah. There's the great
There was
mystery.
because
Yeah.
there was so much thought. Like we had like 5. There's 5 trash bags in like our kitchen, and like for a different type of trash. And I'm just like, I
Can't
cannot
keep it
believe
straight.
how insane this is to just think about. Like, wow, I have to really just think of how responsible I'm going to be for this water bottle because I can't even throw it away.
It's
in the
yours
same
now.
receptacle.
That's your
Yeah.
water
Right.
bottle for life.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
true. Any of the stuff that you're getting, you're always going to have to figure out
Yeah.
like what's the deal with how you're going to discard it. Because even then, like earlier today, before we went to the Grand Seiko Museum, we went and grabbed some coffee,
Oh, that's right.
and then we were walking out, and it's like, okay, well, what do I do with this? Because there's no trash cans anywhere, and so
Jeremy and I just stood at watching each other eating sandwiches and like, and we're like, let's just get this done quickly.
yeah, I mean, we're just like, well, then also where are we going to put our trash? Because there's not like trash cans on the street everywhere,
Literally nowhere.
So there's things like that make perfect sense here.
Yep.
And so many things, but there's also stuff that just like, well, why? No, like how is this not working?
Yes.
But like one of the things, so like to jump back, we go to bed. You tried to stay up late Sunday night.
We made it. We made it
Yeah,
to like
we
11,
did.
I think, right?
And I
11:30.
mean, that's the big thing is if you land, kind of in the late afternoon, early evening, you want to try to stay up late so you can, actually kind of get on the Tokyo clock or the Japanese clocks things of like, you just get your body rhythm right. And we wake up next morning and I remember it was like, we were taking the train somewhere or something. And, we're like, oh my God, it's a Monday. It's rush hour. We're trying to take the train down. And I mean, this is the thing, like I'd ridden the subway. I mean, we all have for years and years.
This was crazy.
And you see, sometimes when it was like really crazy or a train was out of service, and this is on the MTA, you'd see that there's people like that can't even get on the train.
Oh,
And the train is backed up all the way to the stairs, above the platform.
Oh, is this the first time you got sardined when like the guy helped
Yeah.
you in?
Yeah, and so, but
Yeah.
in this case, because Jeff and I see it, we're like, oh shit. We're like, oh, okay, what are we gonna do? And we're both like, all right, let's just, what, we're here.
But
Let's
yeah,
just
like
go
you
ahead
said,
and do it.
it's backed up all the way above the platform.
Yeah.
And we're like, fuck.
Yeah, like
you
this
know.
isn't gonna work.
And it takes what, 3 minutes?
Yeah, it took 3 minutes, but here's the thing: everyone was all in
Orderly.
line. Everyone's like quiet, not a big deal.
No fighting
No
for
one's
it.
no one's pushing. No one's like shoving. And it's funny because then the train comes, and you had like a train conductor style person upstairs with like a little microphone shouting. Me, I'm assuming I did all of a sudden learn Japanese for this one thing.
Yeah.
We were waiting, and this guy was pushing like people towards, and he like was shouting stuff. And Jeremy's like, he said, "Move to the end of the platform." And I was
Yeah.
like, "You can speak Japanese now?"
I was like, no, I'm just kind of assuming that's what he meant.
Yeah.
But- so we get on the train, and even then, there's arrows on the ground. So it's like, okay, so you're walking in this car, you're walking in this car, everyone's waiting single file line. You get on the train, and there was, a very gentle nudge to kind of like scoot in.
yeah,
on
you
the
got a
train.
little push, right?
Yeah, but it was not like, when I've been on the MTA and people are shoving or people are yelling.
Yeah.
It's just like, so like, okay.
By
like,
the way,
that's nice.
No one says a single word on the train.
Oh yeah,
Like,
it's
it's
considered rude.
silent.
It is
Yeah.
rude to speak on the train. Like
Yeah.
it's even if you have like a casual conversation with like the person next to you, it's
Yeah.
like
Well, whoops, we
Very-
fucked that one up.
Yeah, but we kept it. We always kept
yeah,
it light.
you just keep it hush
Yeah, yeah,
tones.
yeah.
Like people talk on the train, it's not, but it's not what people normally.
You're not
do.
shouting,
Never.
anything
No.
or
Yeah,
complain. You're not like,
yeah. Sorry,
Showtime!
Kareem.
Yeah.
No subway takes on
Yeah.
the Tokyo
Yeah.
train.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
Like,
true. That's gonna be tough
Cannot
to
do that. No.
That would be an interest. Them just secret, just like. So, what's your take?
Yeah.
So wait, hold on. Yeah,
Take this guy.
But we cruised on down because I don't even know what day it was. That was this.
I think it was Monday. I think it was yesterday, or
Yeah.
or 2 days. I don't know. What is
Wait.
today? Wednesday?
Today's Wednesday.
It was yesterday. I think.
Yeah. Okay.
Tuesday.
Well, I don't even know what we did Monday.
I don't know.
What did we do anything Monday?
How was it Wednesday already?
Oh, Monday. No, Monday we met up with Jian because you jokers were selling clothes.
Oh, that's right.
Oh yeah.
Yo, that was a
This
fun
is pretty
experience.
funny.
Yes.
Yeah, well, why don't you explain this?
Okay,
Yeah.
so on our way here, I had done Alphards and I had some leftover stuff. I had like, I don't know, old double L jeans, some like Levi's vintage clothing stuff. I don't know, I had like 30 pieces. And then I was like, you know what? I could like just take it to like a Beacon or something like that, but I'm gonna bring it to Japan with me and sell it here so that my budget for spending money is just gonna be in cash. And
Genius.
then I did that.
Very
Genius.
smart move. Time doesn't tick, it flows. That's the philosophy behind Grand Seiko's Spring Drive Caliber 9R, a movement born from nearly 3 decades of relentless innovation where mechanical mastery meets the precision of modern technology. Handcrafted in Shinshu, Japan, every Spring Drive watch reflects the region's natural beauty. Take the SLGA 021, the Suwa, which has been on my wrist all week. Its blue dial ripples like the early morning calm on Lake Suwa, a scene a Grand Seiko watchmaker passes on their way to the studio each day. The connection between craftsmanship and nature isn't just inspiration, it's woven into every detail. With a jaw-dropping 5-day power reserve, yes, that is 5, the Caliber 9R spring drive is powered by a mainspring like a traditional mechanical watch, but regulated by a quartz oscillator. The result? A level of accuracy no purely mechanical watch can match, and that signature glide of the seconds hand, effortlessly sweeping forward, never pausing, just like time itself. Grand Seiko isn't just about telling time, it's about honoring it. Discover the Spring Drive Caliber 9R at Grand Seiko. Visit grand-seiko.com to learn more. Special thanks to Grand Seiko.
And then so we went to Ragtag in Shibuya.
And there's a bunch of ragtags.
There's a bunch of
'cause we went to the
ragtags.
wrong one first. Jeff
Yeah.
and I did. Yep.
Yeah, there's a ton.
I prefer that one because again, it's like anyone who sold clothes at like a Beacon's Closet or Buffalo Exchange. It's like if you go to the one in Greenpoint versus the one in 14th Street, they have more space, and therefore they can account for more inventory, and so you just sort of like hedge your bets on who's the most likely to take the most stuff of like things that you just would not be bothered to keep anyway.
Yeah.
So we went there, dropped off this bag. Jeff just dropped off the bag. They give you like a little voucher for free coffee and what have you.
Yeah, which was very
And
nice.
It's an amazing experience. Like they have a floor just to put your stuff, to bring your stuff, and
Yeah.
then there's a cafe for you to
Right.
like wait.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
And they like give you time to come back. It's so
Yeah.
organized. And then
Yeah.
when you come back, they like will give you the cash and they'll list out how much they bought everything for.
So I brought like 9 items.
Yeah.
There's double RLPs.
Jeff
like,
really cleaned up.
some
He got
Noah-
just an
some-
absurd amount of money.
some Noah
Yeah.
stuff, and Jian had 30 pieces, and so mine finished first, and I went there, and they were like, "We'll give you $83," and I was like, "I'm not bringing this back home."
Yeah.
And I'd take it and leave, and then like 2 hours later, Jian's like, "I just made $800," and I was like,
Gian
"God
hits the
damn
group-
it!"
Yeah,
Well,
he hits the group chat.
To put it
Guys, guess what?
Yeah. But it's the equivalent of yen, right? And so
Yeah.
don't take the dollar amount in stride. It's just like the way I was explaining it is that, okay, you're going to get yen, but it's because a lot of these products are worth more here. Like think about Carhartt, Dickies, like J. Crew, brands they don't necessarily have.
Yeah, there's no
In
J.
Japan.
Crew in Japan.
So like they will pay more, and so you get more in like yen, but because the yen versus the dollar amount
You got to
is
spend
like,
it here.
Correct. Yeah, it's like theoretically you'll have more yen to spend, but just don't think of it as like a dollar amount that you get here.
Yeah.
Because then it's like, yeah, if you want to just go get more money, then yeah, go through the trouble of selling it in the States. But this is just
Exactly.
like fun money
Mhm.
in Japan,
Mhm.
and you'll get that here.
Yeah, and a lot of this stuff was like in my closet, not doing
Exactly.
anything. So I was like, all right,
Yeah.
whatever, $85. I don't have to deal with this anymore.
Right.
Great, And I think I've already spent it on like 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
Like it's
Guilty.
worth it.
Right. I mean, that's the thing is like from the cash that I got there, I bought 2 Oppressa sweatshirts.
Boom.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Should we talk about that?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, because what else did we do after that? We went. I mean, not that we have to do an exact play-by-play of everything we did, but like we cruised around. We went to Beams. We went to the Margaret Howell.
Yeah, we hung out with the
Store
Beams
there.
folks. That
That's
was pretty dope.
The Beams folks hanging out with them was the day after.
Was it? Oh, day after. Okay.
Yeah, I know, right? It all kind of blurs.
Oh yeah,
together.
we shop with Jian on that.
Yeah, we shopped with
Yep.
Jian. We went. I mean, we talked about some of those stores that we went to, but then we did make our way over to.
yeah, we did go to the Oppressa. I think we all got some stuff for Oppressa at least, right?
Yeah, we
And
did.
you went to Bataner too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a badass sweater from them, and I hit up the Opera Say store was
it's insane.
Definitely one of the highlights.
Well, I was there. I happened to be there at the same time as Chris Green from Vent Space and Alex, like this French guy that like works with the brand and the founder Kaz.
Yeah,
and he was explaining all the furniture, and basically like a lot of the references are rooted in the mid-century, and so there's like this insane credenza where they would normally keep their denim, and it was made. It dates back to like the era of World War II, where basically all the steel was being made and used for weapons. So it's 100% wood.
Yeah.
And that's where like they keep a lot of their jeans, since a lot of the references really don't go past the 60s, except for recently they did a pair of black Opera Set Everyone denim that's like I think based on a pair of silver tabs. But other than that, it's like they're pretty specific in like what the eras that they reference. And
It's
the furniture
definitely a
presents
brand that
Yeah.
you need to experience in person.
100%.
Obviously, like, eventually people will be able to see it in New York because of guys like Chris.
Yeah.
But
it's at Union. It's at
Vent Space.
It'll be at
Vent
Vent Space.
Space.
Yeah. And like I kind of got it, but when I saw it in person, and Jeremy kind of said like it feels like a classic Visvim kind of like it all made sense.
like
to me.
classic menswear.
Yeah,
Visvim.
the construction is insane.
Yep.
It's very well done.
All the
it's very
textiles
well
are
thought
custom.
out. The textile, it's next level. It's like was really well done. I felt, and the store reflects that too.
Yeah.
Like it's actually, I guess, technically a basement store. You wouldn't know though because the whole thing's glass under the staircase, and then super simple racks, just followed by amazing construction and the furniture's fantastic.
Oh,
Like,
it's insane.
So it all clicked.
And I think, it also just like, it gives you the itch because there's some things they'll make like 100 of. And so if you can't find it, then
You
you're
want to
like,
buy
oh, now I just got to find this. I got to track this down.
100%.
Yeah.
Jeremy bought a pair of chinos that have like the nicest chino fabric I've seen in a pair of pants. In a long
it's
time.
pretty wild.
Super heavy, really dense twill.
Yep.
Perfect color, good construction. Like it was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they had the hoodies there that everyone loves.
Yes.
Like which you're wearing.
I bought the navy, like waffle lined hoodie.
Did you get the green one
weird.
or no?
I got an olive half zip. So I have like
You got the okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're wearing the navy now.
Yes, I'm wearing
Oh, this
wearing
is
the
it,
navy
yeah.
now. I'm wearing the navy hoodie. But I had my first piece that I bought from them actually was one of their like washed Kelly green half zips.
Yeah.
They changed the buttons this time around, or changed the zipper. There used to be like more of like a thinner kind of, I guess, Talon style
I like
zipper.
those small zippers that they
Yeah.
use though, because it was on a few other pieces.
Well, my favorite detail on that half zip is like they invert the placket, and it's really just cerebral when you see it in person, because you're like, how do they get this fraying? And it's just because the way that they construct it, they
Was it like the
essentially the most
placket-
unnecessary step.
Was it the same as the placket on like the zip hoodie? There was like a
Yes.
okay,
yeah, so it's like frayed.
yeah,
But they get that effect by
they
essentially
basically
inverting it.
instead of hiding it on the inside of the garment, they like you said, they reverse it so
Yeah.
the seam is on the outside, and then they fray it somehow.
Yeah.
I looked at that for like 10 minutes
insane.
to try to figure it out. It's
Yeah.
cool.
But yeah, those are my favorite pieces of the jersey, and then their denim. I'm wearing their denim as well too, but
Fully kitted.
fully pressed out, baby.
Yeah.
Baby.
But yeah, no, it's like their denim's insane. And it's just really good on. Like you try it on, and it hits all the right notes, and you're just like,
It's got a slouchy
I
vibe.
wish everything in my
Yeah.
closet was sort of like this. And then you're like, all right, I'm gonna pay for this now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. I was a big fan.
And then I'm trying to think, where did we go after that? We just head back?
I think we did head back after that, and then
That was when we've been cruising in the golden chariots all over Tokyo.
oh man, maybe our favorite things.
Yeah.
The Alphards.
Oh my god, yeah.
Please sponsor the pod.
The Toyota Alphard. I call it the Alphard because that car goes hard.
It
All right,
is.
break it down for everybody.
It's a minivan size, right?
Yeah.
So I mean,
Yeah.
you're not really seeing full size sort of American SUV things here, but they're Toyotas, and it is a JDM
Yep.
for folks who are on car speak, and which is Japanese domestic model,
I
whatever.
only get it here.
Yeah, and you get in, and this is basically their kind of Uber black
Mm-hmm.
thing,
Yeah.
but it's not like, because here they don't really have air quote Uber black. It's just
Right.
like
We have
a
Uber
standard.
Premier.
It's like
Premier.
they're suburban, basically,
It's not
right?
even- it's just like
Well,
I don't
because
know.
it only seats 4.
Yeah,
Yeah,
So-
well, yeah, but the you know how some of the Suburbans have the 2 captain's chairs.
right.
This has the same thing,
This has
but
the
the
captain's
chairs are
chairs.
like literally like barca loungers.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm like this is just like if a minivan and like a tour bus had a baby.
Yeah.
Basically.
They have heated seats.
Yeah.
They recline.
it's amazing.
They also have a footrest.
it's the most comfortable car seat I've ever been in,
Yeah.
without a question.
But because you're in
Right.
like
Oh,
the
Jeff and I
smaller
went.
body,
We came from the airport.
Yeah.
We rode from the airport to the city in an Alphard, and we were just like,
Like nothing, but I think I've not ridden in an Alford once.
Yeah.
in a cab ride.
it's
the
so
best.
good because like also I mean because of the body size and like not to get all technical, but like the chassis of this, like you have a super smooth
Yeah,
ride.
chassis
It's insane.
talk.
No,
Chassis
I'm
talk,
just
man.
saying. Like, I'm not a car guy, but like, because I was trying to, I went down a YouTube rabbit hole. I was like, why is this car so
Has
great?
Doug
Yeah.
DeMuro done a Alford breakdown?
No, but that'd be
He's
this.
got a.
Oh, wow.
This is the Toyota
Yes.
Alphard.
Yeah, and it's
Quirks and features.
yeah, all the quirks.
has there been a
features.
Liberty Walk Toyota Alphard? Because
Yeah.
that would be insane.
It's
Just a slammed Alphard.
Just
it's the best
throw some
car.
spinners on it.
Yes.
Yeah, they have ambient lighting. on
Oh
the
my
ceiling.
god, it's the best.
Yeah. It's
You
so good.
You can set your temperature. The armrest has like all these things in it. The seat
Which none of this stuff is new if you're in a car like that's made in the last 10
it
years.
just hits. Though,
But this
you
is
know?
essentially a cab.
Yeah.
It's so.
And I
tight.
think that it's just like you're not used to that.
No.
But it's so
they
nice.
say no yellow cab.
Yeah.
I mean, I think by the sheer fact that we've just spent 10 minutes talking about it,
Right.
people will know that we're serious.
yeah. I'm not kidding.
Just get one.
This is not a joke.
This is not a joke. Someone buy a Toyota Alphard
Yeah.
and drive us around in it.
Yeah.
Please.
Please import it. I
Yeah.
want one.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's funny because also you're so tired and jet lagged from all these things. Because in my head, I'm like, do we do this on this day? Do we do this on this day? Even now, I'm like trying to remember all these things and everything blurs together
Yep.
Totally.
because you just run out of gas and it's like you're cruising around Disney World more or less.
Basically.
And it's like you really do feel like that. Where
Yeah.
it's like, how many things can we fit into a day?
like before
Well,
we.
speaking of cruising around Disney World, that's kind of what it felt like at the Grand Seiko Museum.
yeah.
That's-
Well, kind of. Yeah.
That's very true. Yeah, we met like today because I mean it was kind of a great timing in the sense that this is kind of like
Keep
let's
the
find-
watch puns coming.
Let's find things to do indoors.
Yeah.
And we go to the Grand Seiko Museum, which shout out Grand Seiko. They are the sponsor of the pod, which I'm sure you'll hear an ad for later.
All
But
three of us are wearing one right now.
we are
right.
all wearing a Grand Seiko, and they were like, as of last year, and I think this happened maybe a couple weeks or maybe a month or so after we were here last year, because I think it opened in like May,
Yeah. I don't think it had
mid-May
opened.
of 24. In the Seiko Museum, there's now a Grand Seiko floor
Right.
of the Seiko Museum. So for folks who don't know, the Seiko Museum, I mean, Seiko is a huge part of Japanese culture.
I've been
but-
to one before, and this is a totally different location. Like the one I went to was maybe like 7 years ago.
Oh yeah, because this is
It was
is not,
in Ginza.
No, it was
This
not.
is like dead center, nicest area of
Yeah.
Tokyo.
It's
Yeah.
insane.
and like the center of Ginza is this giant. It's
The Wacko building.
the Wacko building, which is like the Seiko.
The old Seiko
It's
Tower.
got the Seiko Tower in there. But we go into the museum. Museum doesn't open until 10:30. If you want, you could spend like 3 hours in the museum if you're doing these tours. And we go in there, and top floor is the Grand Seiko exhibit. And like, I mean, I'll be honest, like it's, we're all and have always been like huge like Grand Seiko fans on the show, but it's pretty cool to
It's
go into
pretty-
some of
yeah.
these things because it's not a giant. I mean, how big was that floor? It's not big at all.
The floor isn't huge, but they jam pack a lot. Like there was
So much.
5 first Grand Seikos
Yeah.
in there, original.
And they also
First
have
Grand
like the original retail prices of all the
Yeah,
Grand
that was
Seikos,
really
which
cool,
was
that part.
crazy to me.
Yeah, I mean, especially from being in previous watch museums.
Yeah.
I mean, I have not been to the Patek Philippe Museum, but I've gotten, in Geneva, I've gotten to go through a few other little experiences here, which, but you don't always see a brand talking about what it cost
Mhm.
when it came out.
That was really cool, I thought.
Yeah. So, I mean, seeing that, but, and like, here's the thing, like, you can see all the different movements.
Yep.
You can see when each movement was kind of like iterated. And then also,
they have like the whole section for like the Kodo tourbillon as well, which is pretty
Yeah.
crazy.
yeah, I mean, there's just,
Constant Force, yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, there's just stuff in there that is absolutely mind blowing.
It basically walks you through the entire history of Grand Seiko.
From like
And
the very
I mean,
first one.
as far as like watch brands go, this is probably like the youngest one in that space.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So
Like,
it makes sense why it is so condensed, but it's also just crazy to see that evolution.
Yeah, I mean, because Seiko as a whole, I mean, was early 1900s when the first watch came out, but Grand Seiko has always been like the big, well, hence the name.
Grand.
of the pride of the brand.
No, one of the things that struck me as we were walking through it is like how nice of a job modern Grand Seiko has done paying respects to some of those early models.
Yeah.
So like the first Grand Seiko, obviously, I think it was in like 2020 with the SPGW series that they kind of did like a re-release. Those remain some of my all-time favorite Grand Seikos. My former boss at Hodinkee has one, still wears it all the time. Beautiful watch, obviously incredibly expensive. They're gold and platinum, but like incredible. It's almost like if a Seiko had a baby with a Crador, right? Like it would be that.
I mean, at Crador, they have like a little section of that.
Yeah, they
too,
had a
which
little
is
section.
Insane.
But what I saw was in that first section where they break down the first Grand Seikos, they had 3 side by side, all slightly different, and one of them had kind of like an embossed Grand Seiko logo. So like the dial was actually cut out, but it was super, super, super fine. Like you'd never know unless you saw the plaque next to it. It was just cool to see them like put together 3 fairly rare watches just side by side.
Yeah. And then, you go through and it's great because especially with seeing a brand like this, they call out like, hey, here's a history of all the different movements. And then you see just the movements that go across.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll see a little video of it too at some point, but like, you see like basically almost every iteration they've ever had.
Pretty much.
And it, as you walk through the entire, experience, it ends where, the White Birch, Red Dot Award, GPHG awards, which are, pretty significant accomplishments in terms of like,
for sure.
I
mean, GPHG that's the Oscars of watches. Basically.
Yeah, and I mean, especially awarded to a brand that is not a Swiss, brand like this is. So it's cool to see all that stuff. I highly recommend.
Yeah, I mean,
it's free too, by the way.
Yeah, it's free. You could spend as little or as much time as you want.
In true Japanese fashion, make a reservation online.
Yes. Making a reservation is extremely important. If you don't have one, they will still let you in, but if you want the best experience, you just make a res. It's very easy. It's free.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was
really well done.
Yeah, it was a killer experience.
There was probably 200 watches on that top floor. I'd say, right? Maybe a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, I can find out for sure, but yeah, there was quite a bit.
Yeah,
it was
great
cool.
rainy day experience
for sure. It was perfect.
I mean, honestly, I would say in general, Ginza is a great place to spend a rainy day in Japan because not only do you have the Grand Seiko Museum, actually yesterday I was with my in-laws. We went to the Nissan Crossing, and my nephew was also in town. So it's like a lot of these great companies will just have like a history of the brand. So it's like Nissan Crossing has like a showroom and like a mini museum in and of itself. So.
Yeah,
it's free. Again, it's all free.
Yeah, a lot of the
corporate propaganda.
It works.
It works.
A lot of the like shopping experiences are in these just giant buildings. I mean, because what was I don't even remember what building we were in near Tokyo Station before we came over here, but that had a bunch of stuff in it, and it's like, how the hell would we ever?
Oh, near like Marunouchi.
Yeah, near Marunouchi. Yeah, I don't even know that final building we were in. Yeah. You just don't
I think a lot of these places also it's like the headquarter buildings, so I guess they also kind of activate the lobby area.
People in Japan just do a really good job of utilizing their spaces, I guess. Like in New York, it's kind of like if people aren't into it, it just sits there dead.
Right.
But in Tokyo, there's people everywhere in every building.
I mean, it's true.
There's always something going. I don't even know what was going on in that final building, but there was like some work retreat.
Yeah,
and I was like, this is crazy. There's always some shit going on.
It's like, yo, these people are alive. What's going on? They're getting vaccinated.
Who knows what's going on?
Yeah.
By the way, there's a United Arrows right above us if we want to shop. True. Krispy Kreme's over there.
Exactly.
Yeah. We other place we went to, which I was very impressed with, was fucking hell. Now I can't remember what it was called.
What was it? A shop?
Yeah.
Batoner?
No. Oh, Real McCoy's. How did I
Oh,
forget
yeah.
the name of Real McCoy's?
Oh, Real
Whatever,
McCoy's.
it's the edit. But yeah, we went to Real McCoy's on the other day, and like
Crazy shop.
we've talked about them before. We've talked about the brand before, but it's like the experience there is so good. I think it's probably, even though I don't like
It is
own
the
a
Real
ton of Real
McCoy.
McCoy's,
It is the real McCoy.
it's probably my favorite store.
It's
ever.
just
And they don't do tax-free shopping, which is also the flex.
Yeah,
They
like
don't- yeah.
no, they
Yeah,
do
they
not do
don't.
tax
yeah,
free.
and they're not sure. Like no,
Also,
it's not like no. I'm sorry. It's like no.
a
Yeah.
lot of stores don't mind if you take pictures. You just need to ask. Real McCoy's definitely does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can take pictures of yourself, like trying on clothes. But we walked in one of the rooms because like everything's just kitted out.
Yeah.
And because they have Joe McCoy brand and they have Real McCoy's and they have from military stuff to old classic Ivy to old classic. We went in there and I was like, God, this is amazing. I just pulled my phone out to take a picture, and then he wasn't rude. He was just like,
Yeah.
like sorry, dude, like no pictures. No
yeah,
pictures.
it's an underground store.
Yeah.
It's kind of like off a side street.
It's off the beaten path.
in
in
Shi-
Shibuya.
yeah,
it's
it's
in
like
Shibuya.
off of it's
Yeah.
it's in Shibuya, but it's like off a main
It's
drag.
near one of my favorite hotels in Shibuya, the
Yeah.
Dormy Inn Premium.
Which one?
The Dormy Inn Premium.
Dormy,
That was like
okay.
one of the first hotels I started staying in when I started coming to Japan.
Amazing.
Because it's like it's in Shibuya, but it's like off the beaten path,
Yeah.
off like a random alley.
Yeah.
And it's also like north of Shibuya Crossing, which
Right.
honestly is like kind of key, so you don't have
Yeah.
to walk through it.
Yeah.
But you walk in and it's just this really nondescript door that says Real McCoy's, and then you go down a flight of stairs, and it's kind of like you're in like a bunker, a little bit
Yeah.
like a military bunker, which
Well, they
obviously
have a
tracks.
bunker in there.
Yeah, and then there's but
A
it's like
barracks and stuff.
it's like the other Real McCoy stores that used to be open in New York and London were
Yep.
pretty small. This is huge.
It's huge.
Well, and
Don't
also
they
the
also
ones
have
that
like
were
model
outside.
kits that they sell too? And
They
stuff
have
like
what?
that? Don't they have like model kits and stuff that they sell too? Or am I thinking of
don't
something
know.
else?
I'm not sure.
Maybe.
But I will say for the record, the Real McCoy stores that were outside of Japan were more or less like not 100% owned.
the London one was.
by it was.
Yeah, the London one was.
Right. Well, I stand corrected there, but like,
but that they're all gone
Yeah.
now, as far as I know.
yeah. But I mean, it's just a giant.
Has every item plus.
Yeah.
Like shit I haven't seen online. So it's like that. I love that spot.
And it's great because even then it's like, yes, they have everything, but it's still seasonal. I mean, there was a few things that you and I were asking about, and they're like,
Oh, yeah.
that's a fall winter piece.
Yeah.
And we're like,
yeah, for sure.
oh, right. But they had
I mean, you picked up a good. You looked at a nice thing.
yeah, it's
The
basically
Warhol Korea jacket.
yeah, they call it just like the camera jacket because
Yeah.
it was what Andy Warhol wore when he was over.
when he visited Korea. Yeah.
And it's this beautiful jacket that's got about 7,000 pockets on
Yeah.
the front of it.
Look good on you.
Yeah, it was
I'm gonna convince him to buy it.
no way I can't.
Yeah, he's
I
gonna buy it.
bought the Margaret Howell Gore-Tex.
You need another jacket.
Yeah.
He's gonna buy it.
Yeah, the one thing you'll learn when you come to Japan is
I mean, the Warhol
of
to me
course
looks,
you need
it-
another jacket.
Of course. The Warhol's like the ultimate dad jacket to me.
It is.
That baby can hold so much stuff for babies.
Yeah. Well,
Think of how much shit you'd lose in that jacket.
Yeah, dude.
dude, I was wearing the 316 fishing vest today, which I love, but I can't find my chapstick. It's in one of the pockets.
That's exactly. I was gonna say you can lose chapstick, you'll lose
Chapstick,
money.
That's gone
coins.
now. Yeah.
You'll have to buy like 7 pairs of
My room
AirPods.
key. I'm
Yeah.
glad Jeff. We had Jeff's room key. I don't know how to get in.
We're always losing our
Yeah.
rookie.
I've lost two umbrellas.
Yeah, I think you're.
You've lost
your
2
count
umbrellas
is
this
2.
trip.
Two
Oh, yeah.
umbrellas
He's
this trip.
still counting.
Guys, like here's
Oh my
the
God.
Day 4.
I mean, I don't know if I need an intervention, but maybe it's a jet lag. But there are some things I'm slipping, man.
Are these personal umbrellas or hotel umbrellas?
These
There.
are hotel.
Which
That's why
makes
it's
it
not a
even
big deal.
worse.
It's hotel umbrella.
But I
That's
walked,
fine.
I walked in and I'm like
They build
covering,
that in.
covering the side of my face, because I walked up there, I'm like, oh, can I get an umbrella? They're like, yeah, here you go, and I hand it, and then I'm like, Jeff,
I lost it again.
I left my umbrella in the Uber.
That's fine. No, there's a very communal umbrella culture.
Yeah,
here, too.
there
And
is.
I guarantee what happens is that like if you leave it in like a cab or something, it'll find its way back because
Yeah.
the hotel
Yeah.
name is on there.
It's
Yeah.
true. I mean,
It
who's gonna
sounds
be
very Japanese?
who's the good Samaritan who's gonna do the umbrella redelivery?
Who knows?
Oh,
don't
probably
know.
the cab driver.
My thing is, are they gonna see it and be like, oh, that was that fucking ball, dude.
Yeah.
Dumb American.
Stupid. I'm like, yeah, the guy who
Kanji.
says goizaimasu, who doesn't even know how to.
Goizaimasu.
Jeremy's pronunciation of thank you has really taken a journey on our trip here.
Something
this year.
happened. I used to be a lot better, and I was trying to say arigato goi, and I was like goi.
Jeremy repeating to himself.
And so yeah, I'm walking around gozaimasu, but it doesn't even matter. Doesn't even matter.
You said it
because-
right now.
I know. I did it now because I'm not in my head.
You were adding like I don't know. You were adding like
I
a
was saying
little
goyazaimasu.
goyazaimasu.
It's just gozaimasu.
Just beans.
Arigato gozaimasu. That
For
being
sure.
said, we got to talk about there's a serious struggle going on amongst the konbini world.
Oh baby.
And if it sounds like we know what we're
the
talking
convenience store world, if you will.
Yes.
yeah, the convenience store world. Because the last time we were here, we were all in on 7-Eleven, and we were talking about, oh yeah, and Jeff and I, we were at dinner last night. We're like, yeah, 7-Eleven, it's so good. And Lance Panda, our buddy, was like, nah, man, 7-Eleven's washed. Like you don't
Wow.
want 7-Eleven anymore. It's all about it's all about Family Mart. And so now we got to decide.
Right.
Like,
and Nigo's the new creative director of Family Mart.
that's true. Which
Legend.
never
Wild.
really imagined in my wildest dreams to have one of the godfathers of streetwear become
Family made, baby.
family made.
Well, all right. So here's the thing. 7-Eleven, I used to love their 7 wear. Like the 7-Eleven white t-shirt was my first konbini shirt.
Yeah.
And then Family Mart has convenience wear, which has been on a tear. Like everything from their socks. I have a convenience wear towel at at my Tokyo apartment that I love.
Like a bath towel?
Yeah, it's like a bath towel. It's like double-sided. It's
Oh.
great. They make great dish towels. And we'll see what Nigo does. The convenience wear had like a moment. They had like a $15 sweatshirt that went viral
Yeah,
on social
they did.
media that like sold out everywhere.
Yeah.
And then,
Honestly, it was pretty good.
yeah.
You got one?
No, I just saw it when we were just at Family Mart, and I
Yeah,
was like,
yeah.
I almost bought. They had like joggers too, and I was like, should I just
Yeah,
buy
they had
these? There's
joggers.
$12.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll wear these on the plane.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Like,
maybe this is your plane.
yeah,
your
I
plane
made a
pants.
Wait
mistake of
for the
wearing
Nigo ones
jeans on
to
the
come
plane
out.
like a dumbass.
Yeah.
Oh,
you know?
but that's the thing. It's like Family Mart also, they did the Final Fantasy Rebirth dish towels that I bought last time.
That is
So
pretty good.
that was a crazy like collab that I didn't know existed.
Man, so 7-Eleven really fell off.
I think I
Yeah.
think Family Mart is winning in like
They have the juice right now.
like the zeitgeist way.
The optics.
But I still think that 7-Eleven is
7-Eleven
goated.
still feels the most like home.
Yeah, like I walk in, I'm like, this is
Yeah.
this is where I want to be.
And then
when I'm
there's
in
Lawson.
Japan. And then unfortunately, Lawson.
Wait,
kinda
so wait,
shredded the
Lawson
stick.
will
Lawson's
have,
like a last resort.
Lawson
type
has the
place,
best
you know?
ice cream. I will say that.
Okay, we did hear
Which-
this.
Yeah, that's what the Hodinkee Japan dudes
Yeah.
were saying. Is
so we're
that-
gonna have to put that to the
As
test.
an ice cream connoisseur, like if Lawson has like the single serve Viennettas, stuff like that.
That's
in.
true, and they do have the it's like a big portable cone.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
with the it's
Yeah.
like all
It's
in
like
like
in
a plastic
sheet.
cone. It's like
Yeah.
perfectly like
Yeah.
Exactly.
yeah.
But
That
again,
is-
it's like I don't know. It's also case by case because there's good ones and bad ones depending on which one you go to.
Yep.
yeah, that's true.
But yeah, I will say I think Family Mart has the juice right now. I do love Family Chicky.
Yeah, it's got the. You're right. It's
Yeah.
got the juice.
Got
right
a nice little fried chicken thing. I don't know. I did buy some bought some mouthwash.
Did you?
Family Mart.
Yeah.
I'm pretty amped.
Oh my god, right? And I got like the dumbest best thing. I got like that
Your
little
favorite
magazine
purchase.
with
Oh, so you got that at Family
at Family Mart. Yeah, so like in Japan they have like those little GWPs with the magazines.
Yeah.
This one that I just bought from like I think it was Smart Magazine, but their giveaway is a Snoopy nail clipping kit. It has,
Official
like,
Peanuts collab.
Yeah.
official Peanuts collab. It's like Snoopy nail clipper, tweezers, like a little
Schultz
air
is
cleaning
rolling over
kit.
in his grave.
It honestly was
Yeah.
pretty good.
He's like,
We didn't read a single page of the magazine. We just
No,
went straight
no,
for the
yeah.
not
Just
that we can
grabbing it.
not that we can read it anyways.
Yeah.
But
Right. I'm like, come on, it's Snoopy on a skateboard
yeah, that's a win.
while you clip your nails.
It's a
Oh,
win.
he's on a skateboard.
come
Skate
on.
or die. Skate or die, Snoopy.
And it comes with a nail file. Oh, it's got everything. God,
I think that's we got to
Cuticle
talk about all the
trimmers,
stuff we bought, but I think
crazy.
the thing that no matter what happens, if you come to Japan, you will always buy something that was an accidental purchase that will go down in the history of Hall of Fame purchases.
100%.
That you
Couldn't
got-
agree more.
You're like, why? Of course, I
Yeah.
want a little piece of like fluff bag swag that I gotta have.
Yeah.
You know, I need the rabbit's foot porter bag swag. Like I gotta have it.
Guilty.
Guilty as charged.
But let's talk about the gear we got.
So
Okay.
far.
Yeah,
so far. We're halfway
Yeah.
through the trip.
Right. Because
Okay.
I mean,
Not
again, it's
even.
like
Another.
Saturday's drop day. We already have stuff we have our eyes on.
Yep.
So
Who got what? Who's going first?
I'll go first. I
Go
made
ahead,
a couple
Jeff.
purchases.
Yeah.
As I mentioned before, we went to DSM, Dover Street Market, and they had a Macintosh collab. It's a short cropped kind of like, it's not 3L, but it's like it's a waterproof
I
fabric.
think it's 3L.
But the interior is
it's not
gingham.
Gore-Tex. Yeah.
and it's sick. So I got that.
Tape
seams, like kind of old school styling, but modern fabrication. But I think the thing I'm most excited about is the Batner full zip heavy cotton sweater.
Oh, the driver cardigan.
Which is, well, it's okay. So it's like the driver,
Yeah.
but it's again a collab with Macintosh. I don't know why I'm buying all this
wow.
Macintosh stuff, and it doesn't have the same kind of like directional knitting as the driver. It's more classic, but it's heavy. It's like it's super.
Is that the one
super,
you're wearing now?
No, this is also Batner, but
wow.
it's a similar
Jeff's a fan.
similar style. But that's my favorite thing that I've gotten so far.
Yeah, and that was really interesting because they were like, "Hey,
It technically wasn't out yet.
yeah," they're like, "This won't be out until Thursday."
So I have to go back and buy it.
They're like,
yeah.
"But here we can basically like pre-check you out."
Yeah.
Wow.
And they brought it out and they showed it to him, but they're like, "But we're not allowed to sell it."
And
to
I
you."
was like, I'll take both because they had it in navy and
Yeah.
white. And he was like, no, you can only pick one. And I
Yeah.
was like, okay, I'll take the
Yeah.
navy.
which is so great because it's like, of course, if any other store would be like, "Yeah, sure, well here I'll just sell
Yeah.
both of them to you." And he's
They're
like,
j-
"No,
Like,
no,
no,
guy."
since it's a special release, he was like, you just get one. So those were mine.
Yeah.
But there'll be more.
Gian, what'd you get?
I got 2 sweatshirts from Alphards. I got a navy hoodie, and then I got an olive half zip. There's also Uniqlo U. Shouts to my wife. Or Uniqlo
good.
UT. They have a series of T-shirts with Berserk. So I got those. Those are an
Ooh.
easy cop. Those are like $14 each.
Yeah.
So got those, and really that's it so far. I mean, other than like a bunch of like really small gashapon stuff.
Your bag?
Jordan's it, no?
Oh, that's right. And
Yeah, I
I
was
did
gonna
get
say,
Jordans.
what on your feet? I mean, we're no
Yeah.
shoes in the hotel room, but
Right. Well, no. So I came here with the red Air Jordan 1s, the 2025 release, and I needed to get a different size, so I was able to like get my size here.
Again, it's
very
just a
Japanese
Gian, only
size.
something Gian can
yeah,
finesse.
Yeah.
how do you
Just
do
the
that?
ultimate finesser.
Oh, I brought the wrong fitting shoes here.
I mean, basically, because this is the land of like 8.5. If you're a size 26 to like 27 centimeters, that is the most popular size in Japan. So it's like
You got it.
you're able to just perform some shoe alchemy. But while I was here, what I didn't know, they re-released my favorite Jordan of all time is Jordan 1 Black Royal.
Mm.
So they re-released the
That's
low.
the black and blue
Yes.
and white. Yeah.
So they have a low top version that they
Yeah.
released here that is basically like the high top breads that just came out. They're also making like a high top version that is close to the 85 release later this year, but they have a low top version
That was at Dover,
are just
right?
sitting. Yeah. And
Yeah.
so I just got them here, got like, and it's just true to the spec of like the
Wait, I
85
might want a
with
pair of
leather. And I'm honestly like, I wear lows more than I wear highs. Like if I wear
lows are
Jordan
great.
1 highs, I basically like knot the top lace so that I can slip them on and off like boots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the
Which
way to
is sort
do
of
it.
how I wear them.
Wait, where did you get the Royals?
The Royals, they have a DSM. Like they're sitting everywhere. You
Yeah,
can
they
go
were
to like,
they were there. We looked at them when we were there, Jeff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Might have to go back.
and they're great. Like the leather qualities, like top notch. The placement of the Jordan Wings logo on the back is like right at the top of like the shoe, so it's like not big on like the heel counter like it is on like
Yeah.
a lot of the GR versions. I mean,
Yeah.
again, it's like
Sneakers are so
People-
far from dead, especially out here. Like,
there's-
No,
there's
for sure.
so much good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
You know what
like this is like a super nerdy detail, but like where the size like info is printed on the inside of the shoe and like sort of embossed, which is like how it was in the 80s as well.
Oh,
so
no
it's
shit.
like another detail.
Ooh.
That's cool.
Yeah. So again, it's
You
like
can tell those are different. When you were wearing them today, I was like, the sole,
Mhm.
something about the sole,
the toe box
yeah,
runs a lot smaller. So again, it's like some people need the size
a little
up.
more elegant, I'd say.
Yeah, the leather qualities.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
that is definitely something to call out because I would say historically, Jordans weren't always at least the
Right.
Jordan 1 wasn't known for having that kind of.
And the silhouette is more like a boot than like a high top sneaker too.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah,
even
that's
like
nice.
the 2016 release and other releases in like this vein don't come as close to like the original 85 version. So that's what makes it special.
Yeah, I got some chinos from Alphards.
Like good ones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which it is the hardiest fabric.
Yeah, they're serious.
Very slouchy.
I think I got like for folks who like I'm like usually a 33 or 34. I got like a size 3. It was the last one, which was a bummer, but whatever.
You got them.
I did. Everything you're like, oh yeah, sorry, we only made 3, and you're like, what the hell? Okay, yeah. So I got those. Then I got I had wanted to get like a newer Gore-Tex thing. I had sold my old Arc that was, to be honest, like way too tight, way too small, and so I had a little bit of extra scratch and got this Margaret Howe brown Gore-Tex.
I think cop of the
Mizuno-
trip so far,
Mizuno
in my opinion.
collab. Yeah, I'm excited.
It's good.
I mean, I think I'll wear it a lot more too because it's it's a little bit bigger size, but it's not like super super oversized.
Props to Jian for introducing us to that collab. That's just a collab I never thought.
Oh, Margaret Howell Mizuno?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
sick.
I
insane.
I never would have thought.
Yeah,
to
it was
look
all
at
of
that.
it was good.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean,
if
there was also some shoes or some footwear there.
yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of good stuff. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of great stuff at Beams and Beams Plus. There's some cool Barber things. There's a lot, but I mean, the key here, at least for me, is like I had a little extra money set aside. I was like, all right, there's some stuff I want to get, but we gotta. You don't want to start, getting a bunch of stuff and then regretting it all later.
Isn't that the advice I gave you when you first came to New York? And then
Yeah.
Jian was like, "That's wrong. That's bad advice."
Yeah. Yeah. And, I mean, that's kind of usually what I do is I'm like, I'm really excited.
Yeah,
and
it's
then I
hard.
get it and then, boop. So, yeah, it's, but more to come.
More to come.
More to
very
come. Oh, and
excited.
then I got all my little dumb gashapon stuff.
Oh hell yeah!
Like my tiny Haruta loafers and
The little
like
boots.
my tiny.
Yeah, where and how do you get those? Is there like a certain spot?
I mean, there was just
Or
like
just
a
wherever you want?
yeah, like anytime there's like a little gashapon like capsule.
What are those for folks who don't know what they are?
Gashapon is like those little tiny vending machines of like random crap.
Little
Comes in, like, the
little
circle
plastic
balls.
toys.
Yeah, little
Yeah.
plastic toys, and like
Back
there was
swag.
one in like Shibuya that I got that, and they had like a little miniature Manic Panic thing too.
Yeah.
And that was fun. And you guys got some from Herm.
From her.
Yeah, Herm gave us the cat waiter things, the automated that you sometimes have at like
It's
sushi
got wheels
restaurants
on
and
the
stuff.
bottom.
Yep.
Yeah, so we put that together.
Yeah. Oh, I think we also have to special shout out to Tradman's Bonsai, probably the
Wow.
best store we visited that we did not know
Wow.
existed.
Yeah.
Dope ass bonsai.
Yeah.
We've seen some sick bonsais
We
between
have.
Visvim and yeah, those were
It's
What?
yeah.
I mean, because what did one of those translate to? I mean, it was
the
like
the
over a
most
million yen or
expensive
something?
one that I saw was 1,000,000 yen. So it was
Yeah.
like $7,000
Yeah.
basically.
For a bonsai the size of
It's like a couple
moderate,
feet tall.
moderately sized houseplant, not like
Yeah.
Yeah,
one that's like huge. Like this is
no.
This could fit on your lap if you were to buy it and then bring it home on a plane.
Yeah.
Theoretically.
I'm
Could
more-
be your child on
Yes.
a plane.
I'm more of a Lego bonsai
Yeah.
guy.
But again, I think
I
that's
could
just a
keep that one
testament
alive.
to
Yeah.
how specialized Japanese retail could be. Is that you could have essentially this is like a streetwear bonsai store.
Yeah,
Like-
that's exactly what it was. It was
Yeah.
all Vans and bonsai.
Yes, they had
Yeah.
a Vans collab. They had like tiny like tchotchkes, but it's sick.
There's no other place I can think of where that concept would work.
No,
If you're-
Japan. That's
yeah,
Japan
you open
only.
up a pop up in New York and you're like, oh, it's bonsai. People be like, that's
What are you doing?
so
right?
cool.
Well, I mean, it's like yeah, they hot cactus store. I guess would be like the equivalent.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like the Japanese
It's true,
version
that
of
did
hot
exist.
cactus store. And then yeah, but I guess that would be like the U.S. equivalent. But this was just another level because it's freaking bonsai,
Yeah,
beautiful
sweet.
bonsai.
It was sweet.
Yeah, I feel like I gotta get, when I get older, I'll enter my Dieter Rams era and I just sit outside and take tiny little nasal hair clippers and I'm just going.
You'll be out there with the Snoopy clippers, just
Yeah,
just,
exactly.
just trying to say gozaimasu. Gozaimasu.
I finally
Yeah.
perfected
And I'm like,
it.
I did it.
I
It's
did it,
like, Jeremy,
perfected
you're
it.
75 years old. You
Yes.
can't leave. Gozaimasu.
He died doing what he loved, practicing gozaimasu.
Yeah, this is true. All right, gents. Until we meet again later.
Later.